Okay, this is a vocabulary video where we're focusing on our two main vocabulary words, reflect and transmit. You will be filling out your vocabulary boxes that we set up in your notebooks as we go through. Okay? So, reflect and transmit. Reflect and transmit are verbs. I often put this little guy, I call him Vernon, Vernon's verbs, next to verbs. But they can also be nouns. And I put this little emoji Nancy next to nouns. So reflect can become reflection as a noun. Transmit can become transmission. This is important because when you're writing about this in science and explaining things, you often need different forms. Okay? Okay. A verb is an action word. Something that is what? What do you think goes in that blank? The action word, so it's something that is doing something. What are very busy doing things? Verbs are very busy doing things, right? So reflect is an action. It's something that's happening, right? What does reflect mean? Many of you know this. Reflect means to bounce back, right? That's what we've been talking about, the light and the reflection. Okay. Reflect as a verb. It can have two, in the present tense, it has two forms, with an S on it or not. And that has to go with the noun. Many of you know this and you write this, especially if English is your first language, without thinking about it. But when we're writing, we want to be correct. So if the noun doesn't have an S, the verb will. So what is this? Light. Let's see. Let's look at these. Light rays reflect, but light reflects. See? S, no S, no SS. We can also add the ing and the ed to make it past tense. All of these are different forms. Hint, hint. They can all go under the different forms box. Okay? These are all different forms of the verb. Okay. Then we get to nouns. If you add ion to reflect, it becomes a noun. What is that word? I can see my reflection, right? Reflection is a noun, but the same base word. Sometimes you'll use the word reflection, and sometimes you'll use the word reflect as a verb or a noun. Okay, in our diagrams, light travels from the source, reflects off the object. When we say bounces off, it reflects off the object. Here's how we're using the word. It travels to the mirror and reflects off the mirror again and back into the eyes of the person. That's how they see the reflection. Okay? Notice. See the reflection noun, reflect verb. I use it both ways. Be comfortable saying, speaking, and writing this. Now we go to transmit. What is transmit? You probably are more familiar with reflect than you are transmit. Transmit is the other action we've been talking about. Okay? Transmit means to cause something to blank through an object. What do you think? Pass through an object, right? Transmit, like reflect, is a noun. It has different it is a verb. It has different forms, but it can also be a noun. Okay? So verbs, we have transmit, transmits, transmitted, transmitting. Hint, hint, hint. These are your forms. These can go in your box about forms. It can also be a noun. Transmission. Okay? We don't use this as much as we use these. Reflect and reflection are much more back and forth. We don't use transmission as much, but we do somewhere. So here, give some examples. The light blank through the glass. What do we think it is? Transmits. Again, no SS. Some of the light rays transmit through the glass. I bounced over that, right? So no S, no S. No SS. That's how the present tense works. The light rays blank through the glass after reflecting off the student. What do you think they do? What goes in there? Transmitted. It's what they did after. It's past tense. We can see the light rays blank through the window. Transmitting. Okay. We can draw diagrams to show light blank the one-way mirror. This is light transmission. This is the noun. We very rarely use this, but that is it as a noun. Fill out your boxes the best you can. We will continue to add them, but you should definitely be able to write sentences. You should be able to write the definition, and you should be able to write forms. Good luck. Have fun.